Okay, guys, I'm gonna give you some price targets for Bitcoin on the smaller time frame and the larger time frame. I'll show you what I'm expecting. As you saw in the thumbnail, I think there's going to be a lot of downside for the U.S. stock market and Bitcoin in October. I think it's going to be an all-you-can-eat buffet for the bears, bull steaks all around. I'm going to show you why this is the case. So we're going to cover all of this. By the way, guys, I made a prediction about a month ago, talking about a specific price on a certain date. I was wrong. So I want to apologize to you guys about that. This video, I put this video out on August 29th, and I was talking about since we moved down this orange ring, it's likely to move down this yellow ring. We hit this point, this will be where you buy. I'll put a link up this video now if you want to check it out. All these videos I'm referencing will be pinned in the first comment and in the description. So again, this was August 29th. Right here, this video was September 8th. And I was actually telling you how it was going to play out. We'd push up, we get topped out at 53K. You come down and hit the yellow ring buy. When we push up, you come back down and you hit the yellow ring and the white ring buy. And I actually gave you the price target of 39,264. Actually, I did another video. This was September 1st. I was actually predicting. It says 2021 Bitcoin price prediction. BTC exact price on September 23rd, 2021 will be 39,200. And I was showing you this is the target on the 23rd, around 39,293. So how it played out, we actually bottomed at 39,563, and it was actually September 21st instead of the 23rd. So I was off by a couple days and a few $100. So I hope you guys can forgive me. I will try to do better next time. So just on this chart alone, you can see your current support right now is around 39,624. We are going to respect this white ring. If we do push up, notice I have this this trend line here. This was resistance. This was resistance right here. Resistance right here. So it is likely if we push up or move sideways, we do have this 200 daily moving average that's doing like this. So if we do push up, this is a point to watch around 45,698. If we come down, watch 39,624. A lot of people have been asking me about October 1st. Look, the reason I'm saying October 1st, and I'm going to show you this chart in a bit, October 1st is when the next monthly candle opens on the Dow Jones. I expect the downside to take place in October. I'm not saying we're going to have a crash October 1st. I'm just saying pay attention in October because that's when I expect to have some downside. Let's go into this. So this is how this chart played out. This is published August 31st. I'll hit play just so you can watch it play out. This is what I was talking about. We pushed up to 53K. I said it was likely point to get rejected. When you come down, buy at the ring. I said we potentially would push up. I said we would probably push up to 48,800. We hit that target exactly. That's how accurate these rings are. This is a point you should have shorted. And then when we came down and made contact here, this is where you should have bought to right up. And that is what I showed in this video right here. And that's how it played out. So let's go on to, so that's how that chart played out. So this is what I want to show you. So I'm going to cover a few charts. I'm going to cover the Dow Jones and the DXY versus Bitcoin. But I'd like to point out this was 2013, 2014. If you notice, we seem to get caught in these descending triangle patterns, which typically are bearish patterns. Notice when you break support, we dropped a total of, we dropped 61%. This is back in 2014. This is 2017 to 2018. Notice when we broke support, we dropped around almost 47%. This was in 2019, 2020. We did break below it and push back up, but if you notice how far we dropped from when we broke support, we dropped a total of around 50%. So I'm getting at, if this is the pattern we're in, obviously if we push above this and we hold support, this is negated, we're going much higher. But if we are in this pattern, all I'd like to point out is if we drop 50% from this point, this could take us down to potentially 45% takes us down to 16,000, and around 54%, almost 55% would take us down to around 13,334. I'm not saying we have to go that low, but all I'm trying to point out to you is if you notice back here, this yellow moving average is the 200. It's the 200 weekly moving average. This red one is the 300 weekly moving average. So if you notice back here in 2015, we found support right here. And you can tell right here in 2018, we dropped down to the 200 weekly and found support. So what I'm getting at, if we come down, a likely point to potentially buy in your first support level. So if this pushes up to something like this, wherever this is, this would be the first point you want to buy. If the 200 weekly breaks, the next point you want to buy will be wherever the 300 weekly moving average is. This is where I'll be buying. If we break the 200 weekly, I'll be buying here. If it breaks, I'll have a stop loss set to buy down at 300 weekly. If things get bad, these are the points I'll buy. If you notice back here in 2020, this is where we bought on the 300 weekly. So I'm saying these are the moving averages to pay attention to if we have a major drop. And it is very possible we could be in this pattern. And if that's the case and we break down from this, these are your targets to watch. Let's move on. So if you have access to my charts, you get to follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is private. 20 hours ago, this is a refresh H1 chart. Yellow line is a very key resistance level. This is the same line we bottomed on twice as support before we broke it. It will now be strong resistance. If we get above that, get bullish for more upside. I was marking off this yellow line right here. And you can see how this played out. This H1 yellow line rejected this 4 hours ago. We pushed up, got rejected here. So this is the point you should have short. And this is the actual chart, and let me show you why this was a very important resistance level. And guys, I take the time to map the direction of price when I create these charts, so your support and resistance level is already mapped out. Notice we found support. We dropped down, found perfect support right here. This was on the 7th of September. We came down, hit this line again. This was on September 13th. That's why I said if we push up, this was going to be a lot of resistance. So as soon as you hit this point, this is where you should put in your short. So if we continue down, your next support level to watch is going to be right here at 43,177. If that breaks, your next support level is 41,990. And you can see right here, while we did have wicks, this is on the 2 hour, you see the meat of the candle is above this point at 40,587. So if we come down, another likely support level to watch is around 40,852. Keep in mind it's an upward angle. The further out you go, the higher the price is. If we do push above 44,480, your next strongest resistance level is going to be right here at 46,144. You can see this has been a lot of support resistance. So again, you can see right here, this would be a likely point to get rejected. But that would be bullish if we do get above 44,480. Just want to point that out. This is the C1 chart. Currently the support level right here. What I say is always, if you're doing swing trading for Bitcoin, always have the H1 and the C1 chart open. These are smaller targets. These are for larger targets. If we do hold support at 43,200, your next resistance above, according to this chart, is around 47,494. So this brings me to the Dow Jones, guys. This is the chart I used to predict the last crash before COVID. Notice that we've been respecting this orange ring. It was resistance, support, support, support. Notice when we came down, we found support on it, pushed back up. I do believe in October, and again, not October 1st, but during the month of October, I expect to have a major correction with the Dow Jones. This might be a black swan event. I'm sure all of you heard about what's going on in China. That might be the precursor or the black swan event that's going to take place. But I do believe in October we're going to have some downside. I'm sure why I believe this is the case. I've made a video about this. If you want to go back and search for it, I'll have the link in the description as well. This chart was published on August 22nd. This is the Dow Jones. I was talking about every time we hit a green ring, we get rejected, green ring rejected, green ring rejected. And you can see right here, this is October 1st right here, and this is September 1st. We already had a red candle. I think it is possible it might push back up, but in October, I believe that we're going to hit this ring and have a correction. And if you'll notice, this is the actual live chart. Every time we hit a green ring, we have a retrace of at least 11 to 10%. Right here, we hit the green ring, we had a rejection of around 9%. This green ring, we had a rejection of about almost 11%. So I'm saying, yeah, it's possible, maybe we just get a slight rejection. Maybe we only come down, 11%. If that happens, wherever price of Bitcoin is, if we drop 11%, I think Bitcoin will probably drop about 20 to 22%. Bitcoin tends to drop about twice as much when the U.S. market has a correction. But if it gets bad, if we just come down to support, if we drop down to support, that could be around 25%. That means Bitcoin could drop up to 50%. If it gets really bad, if we come down and test, our next support level, which is down here, that would be catastrophic for Bitcoin. So I'm just saying, pay attention in October. I think it could get really bad. I think that could be when everything starts coming down. This is the, and guys, I covered this chart before. This is the US dollar above. This is Bitcoin. All these dates match. If you'll notice, guys, Bitcoin is the hedge against the US dollar. You can see the dollar was moving down as it did. You can see, let me move this up a bit. you can see Bitcoin started pushing up. Dollar down, Bitcoin up. You see the dollar started pushing up and Bitcoin started coming down. This is when we had our COVID crash. Notice the dollar was moving down and the US markets and Bitcoin started moving up, right? So you can see the inverse correlation. And now you can see the dollar is starting to push back up. So if the dollar continues up, if in October we have some correction, we have a major correction for the US markets, the dollar is going to continue to push up. If that happens, Bitcoin is going to continue down. Remember, Bitcoin is a hedge against the US dollar. This is the S&P 500. So again, I have stocks, altcoins, and Bitcoin charts. I just want to show you the accuracy of some of these charts. So just swing trading the S&P 500. I published this on September 17th. And again, guys, if you watch my tutorials, you understand why these charts are so accurate. We've never tested these support levels below before, but they're based off of these fib channel lines above that price has been respecting. That's how I'm able to find these targets below. Notice we're moving down this white ring. We crossed this blue ring, had a pump up to this yellow ring. Let me hit play so you can see how this played out. So notice we moved down this yellow ring. When markets opened, we opened right below this support level, became resistance. We found perfect support down here. We rode up, found resistance. Currently we're at support. We'll have to see what happens after markets open. But I just want to show you that price is respecting these support and resistance levels. So if we push up, your next resistance to watch is around 4,439. And this will be a pivot ring out here. So I can't give you the date right now, but again, pay attention to this chart. This is under the stock section. So I just want to show you how some of these altcoin charts played out. This is Solana, published this September 15th. I just want to show you how well price respects these rings. And this is key. Notice that we're respecting this yellow ring. It was resistance, 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 support, support, and we move right down this orange ring. But watch what happens when we get out to this next yellow ring. So I'm going to hit play. So notice what happens. So we moved down this orange ring as resistance. I made a tweet about this. I said when you get down, we were finding support on this blue ring, resistance at this blue ring. It's all the same fib circle. So I said when you cross this orange ring, it's potentially a pivot. So we're above support on the blue ring, crossed the orange ring, pushed up. Notice we pushed up, we found support on the blue ring, we got rejected at this resistance level. You can see this is a lot of support back here. That's why we got rejected here. We moved down, resistance under this blue ring. Currently we're finding resistance under this blue ring or at this point. So it is very possible that we're going to get a pivot. Now, if we're below this blue ring and we cross this yellow ring, it's very possible we can have a drop. If we get above this blue ring of support, cross this yellow ring, we can have a pump. This is the actual chart. So that date for that possible pivot will be around the 24th of September, so pretty soon. So just pay attention to that, guys. Like I'm saying, if we stay below this point and we cross this point, we could have some downside. If we get above support and we cross this point, we could get a pump. So again, just pay attention to pivot for Solana around the 24th of September. This is Polkadot. This is another example of how well price respects rings. If you watch my tutorials, I teach you how to create these charts, and you understand why these fib circles are so accurate. If price is respecting a fib circle to the left, it will respect it to the right. So watch what happens when we push up. So notice we're respecting this orange ring as resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, came down to support. Watch this orange ring up here when I hit play. Every time it hit it, short, hit it, short, hit it, short, came down, hit it, short. So this is probably an ideal point to short Polkadot. So I just want to show you the power of these fib circles. This here is ADA. Let me zoom out a bit. So I'm going to hit play. Notice respecting these yellow rings and these white rings. Found support on the white ring, found resistance, found support, got rejected. Respecting yellow rings as well. I hit play. Notice we pushed up. We found support right here on the white ring. Pushed up, rejected the white ring 1, 2, 3 times. Came back down, rejected the yellow ring. Rejected the yellow ring again, pushed up, rejected the yellow ring, came down, found support on this trend line here. Look where we found perfect support on this white ring. So we're going to have a pivot pretty soon. This is the ADA chart. So we're going to have a pivot September 24th. So this is going to be in about 1 day, we're going to get a pivot. And again, what I say is pay attention. If we're below resistance, no, it can go either way. I'm saying this is a point to watch if you want a major move. So if we're below resistance and cross, we might come down. If we are above support and cross, we could get a pump at least to this point. These charts are live. Your price targets, well, basically wherever we make contact, it's a ring. We never know where we're going to make contact, but when you make contact, that's the point you potentially short. You can see price to the right. This is Ethereum. Just want to show you how this played out. Hit play on this. This was August 22nd. It's played all the way out here. So you can see how accurate this has been. You can see this was a lot of resistance here. Also this, if we go further back, this was resistance as well. Notice we topped out right at this green line. We came down, found almost perfect support here. We were respecting this blue fib channel line, support resistance. Notice we found support here. So you would have longed here, longed here. We got up to this point, we came down, and now we're finding support on this blue fib channel line. So you might want to potentially long Ethereum up to at least 3,294. This is just showing a lot of people have been asking how to play the altcoin charts. I just wanted to show this briefly. But guys, the most important thing to pay attention to is I do believe that we're due for a major correction in October. And again, Bitcoin came down, and I'm talking the Dow Jones came down a total of almost 38%. Bitcoin came down 68%. So depending on how much of a correction we have, and just going by this chart, every time hit a green ring, we have a correction. So if it gets bad, I mean, if we come down a lot, expect a lot of downside for Bitcoin. If we just get, maybe a 10% correction, push back above this, push up, guys, get bullish. If you see the dollar start crashing, markets are pushing up, buy Bitcoin, long it. But if the opposite happens, if you start seeing the dollar start pushing up, markets come down, Bitcoin is going to get hit twice as hard. Just remember that. But guys, that's pretty much it. Next video I make, I will cover some altcoins. That's it. Till the next video. I'm out.